I'm Dr. Leon Mellman. Welcome to BYG News and Media. BYG is for Be Your Greatest. We are here with two very special people. The camera person is Ms. Carla, and this amazing, dynamic human being here is Ms. Juanita Simpson. And, well, I mean it. You know that, right? We've been working together for a while now.
3 years.
3 years?
Maybe a little over.
3 years. And it started magically through our Dietary Engineering Program. And regardless whether people come in with a health challenge or it's just to be in more pursuit of wellness, we don't necessarily have to discuss the challenge at hand, but I asked Juanita to share some enlightening information with everybody that's going to watch this, because the woman sitting here can really inspire a lot of people, regardless of what you may be challenged with, or as I said before, you're just in pursuit of more wellness, but it's unique and individual to you. So Juanita, when you got your playbook and you started the dietary engineering journey, what in your mind when you learned that material of foods that were dangerous and reactive versus how to start eating for your body, for your immune system?
Well, when I first got the book, it was enlightening. It was also, I was scared. Like and some of the things that I read that are not good for my body, like for instance, black pepper. I'm like, huh? Everyone uses black pepper as a condiment when you're seasoning food. So it was very enlightening to me. It was a challenging time for me. I was very happy that I met Dr. Leon. And I want to say, in essence, he kind of saved my life, because I was diagnosed with a very rare terminal condition. And before I met him, they wanted to give me a stem cell transplant. And I didn't want it. And I haven't had it. And I'm still alive. Thank you.
Yeah, and that was the beginning.
That was the beginning.
You know, about when you mentioned black pepper, when people see the reactives, it's like you said, you're a little scared. Just yesterday, there was a new patient who also flew in for care, and we presented their playbook. Okay. And when he saw it, he's suffering with digestive disease, and they've already removed body parts inside of him. Oh yeah, not like you. You said, whoa, slow everything down.
Stop.
I got to think about this a little bit more.
Correct.
Right? He looked at it and said, I'm so happy I know this now, because for years they couldn't figure out how he got to this point.
Got it.
And his interpretation was like, oh, it's my golden ticket. It's like immediately I can stop inflammation. Immediately I can stop cells from dying. Immediately I can make this shift.
Right.
And I remember being 2 weeks in on all the phone calls with you, and Carla, our superstar camera person today, attended all the calls. So for all of you, it's inspiring when family love you. I come from a very close, tight-knit family, as these women do. And we're all New Yorkers.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
New York.
Yes, for those of you who know, my mom was born in Brooklyn. Okay? And when
As
family is always welcome to attend the calls for support. It's not always necessary.
Right.
But 2 weeks in, when the scale started to move and you started to feel a little lighter, and then you challenged in some of the different organic herbs to boost your immune system, I love the fact that you were eating and you were amazed, like, oh my God, you know, the scale goes down, I can eat this food, and I can start to trust the food.
Correct.
Because you also had a background in physical fitness.
Correct.
Which sometimes with women, and even some men, you actually can get pulled away thinking you have to control your weight through exercise.
Right.
Versus on our program and your dietary science, the food does it.
The food does it.
Right.
I don't even exercise as much as I used to. I eat certain foods according to my playbook. And my weight stays like it should. And I remember when I met you, you had said you wanted me to get to a certain weight, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, that's about 10 pounds away. It's easy for me. I'm at that weight. I literally am, and I stay there. And I do work out, but it's not like, oh my God, I gotta get to the gym. No, I'm okay, I'm good.
Manage it through the foods.
Correct.
Yes, so special. It's so special. That may sound crazy to everybody watching, that you can depend on the same food and get the same result.
Right.
And then patients learn about cleaning cycles and how your liver and your kidneys and your pancreas will do the same thing every night through our scale reactivity system, and the clients start to see this. For counseling thousands of women and everybody meeting me now through social, it is incredibly empowering growing up next to my mom, being her personal assistant, saving her organization with the tragedy we went through, and to listen to thousands of women that we can help at any age group not fall into these gaps of the blue chip world where there's so much pressure. You have to look a certain way. Oh my God, my menstrual cycles, I can't get a headache. I got to regulate this. I got to regulate that. And you can depend on food to give you the same feeling all the time. The same scale interpretation, not that we want you emotionally attached to the scale, but how do I interpret that? And then when you learned about your cleaning cycles, when you were able to interpret the PM to AM and then challenge in food, how did that empower you? Like when you learned that with me, because Carlo on the phone, she's like, that's incredible. Oh my God, Mom, look what's happening.
It is incredible. And you know, at first, I have to be honest with you, Dr. Leon, when you first said that, you're like, okay, so you can challenge in, say, tomatoes, and let's see within 24-hour or 48-hour period how that works with your body. I'm like, what is he talking about? At first, I'm like, it's you know, it's food. It's just going to digest. But your body does really tell you if it's okay to eat that.
Tell them.
Your body
she's beautiful.
Really
Everybody get a good
tell
look. Really.
Your body does really let you know.
Yes.
It's almost like if you read the Bible, if you're spiritual, it says in the Bible that our bodies are meant to heal itself.
Yeah.
And Dr. Leon, who definitely is a believer and a man of God, is here and he's helping us to acknowledge that. That's already written in the Bible.
And once you learn those parameters of how the immune system speaks to us, then we map them out. Right. And you own that. There's nothing that you have to fly back and forth or that has to arrive at your front door like sales and supplements. Once you learn the parameters, and again, everyone out there and us right here, we have things in common. We have the same organs. We have white blood cells. But as my mother always said, this program is interactive with our immune system. How do we interpret this? How do we listen? What do things mean? How do white blood cells really talk to us? I know that sounds a little crazy, but what if you knew?
It's not.
No, it's not. And this isn't an improv interview. We didn't practice this, everybody.
Not at all.
We're real people every day, and that's very important to understand. It really is.
We're just trying to live our best life.
Be your greatest, right?
Greatest.
We have to be our greatest. And the one last piece that Juanita and her family stepped into was now, once she understood the dietary engineering science, they brought an oxygen chamber into the house to bombard more pressure and more stress that comes, whether it's from the conventional traditional medical systems or just taking meetings with people about managing an immune system. Because once you go into remission or you get better labs, or if it's just you're trying to lose weight and get off medications, they're still going to invite you back. They're still going to want to oversee things, and that puts more pressure on you. So share with them just a little, when you got the oxygen chamber, how it still is a nice place of serenity, if you will, right?
Well, it is. It definitely is. And sometimes, well, I'm in education, so I have stressful days, and I'm not retired yet. So at the end of the day, and I do this probably 4 to 5 times a week, 4 to 5 days a week, I'll get in the chamber for about an hour and a half, and it relaxes me. And then I just jump right into bed. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I shared this with you, Dr. Leon. I feel the difference as opposed to if I was tired and just went to bed. I feel the difference if I had a long day and I get in the chamber for an hour and a half and then I wake up the next morning. I literally feel, my body feels refreshed that next morning, as opposed to just, oh, I'm not going to get in the chamber, I'm just going to go to bed. I don't get the same rest.
A lot of patients all over the country and even outside the country tell me this. And what's happened is when they travel, like you travel quite a bit with your family, they'll come back, whether they get right on their foods, they'll jump in the chamber and they'll feel refreshed.
Right.
But then finally they go grocery shopping, or nowadays we order Amazon Prime or Postmate or something.
Right.
Their foods are now in their kitchen. The next day they go on their foods. Then they go in their chamber and they see their cleaning cycles accelerate. They see a huge drop on the scale. And then they text me, Doc, you know, I got back and went in the chamber, I was hydrated. It made me feel better. But oh my God, when I did my recovery day foods, that thing accelerated my system.
Exactly.
It's so special to know that you can control that. I want everybody to get that.
Yeah.
You're hearing an amazing woman who is challenged through things and is still persevering. But what's inspiring all of us is that you actually know what to do. You know where to go. And even, see, I got the goosebumps, because even though I'm the doctor leading this and patients are working with me, I'm reminded of that, from elite military to some of my pro athletes, which is how we met. Your relatives is Dwight Freeney. And everybody knows I was his lead physician for 17 years of his career.
Right.
And still to this day, everybody listening, and ladies, when something like this comes up and they refer somebody, they're like, you're gonna know what to do.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna know foods, you're gonna know different things to do. Just listen and go do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny, sometimes when we walk outside our front doors with all the noise in the world and the pace of technology, people can forget, they don't know what to do. But with your playbook
So you
and
rely
different
on
parameters.
the doctors.
Right.
And sometimes the doctors aren't quite sure what to do.
Tell them.
Especially
Really?
if it's a rare condition. They're not sure.
But you can rely on your food.
Correct.
And you can rely on the things you've learned.
Correct.
Yeah, which have really, again, it's fun to say, and that's why my mom signed all her letters. They help you to be your greatest. And for many years growing up, everybody, that's how my mother signed her letters, be your greatest.
Be your greatest.
When we went through the tragedy, I redubbed the company, Be Your Greatest. And Juanita, there's just no doubt from anybody who watches this and gives us the minutes that it took, you're an example of that.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you for
Really,
helping.
really. Well, we're on the journey together. We are.
Yes.
So,
To
guys,
be our greatest.
that's right. That's right. So, everybody out there watching, thank you.
Thank you.
Very much, really.
And I hope it helps you.
Yes, and share it. Like, take this in. Go reflect on it and share it because it's the only way we can help others. God bless. And remember, be your greatest.